start taking your weekly video today on Monday. I decided to wait because they were still doing some work yesterday. They're in right now doing your termite treatment, and I'll explain a little bit of that either in the video or in the email. But I'll start on the outside of the house. What you see is a plastic wrap that they use to separate between the wood that we use for the production of the exterior walls of the home and the brick. What you're looking at here, these little metal strips, are brick ties that they put in between the bricks to keep them connected to the house, so they're not just sitting on a plant ledge and running up without any kind of connection or anchor into the house itself. This is your brick ledge here, which is this concrete that's laid around the edge of the house. This black wrap actually goes down in between the bottom layer of the bricks. About 2 or 3 bricks up, there's a gap in the mortar, which is called a weep hole. And this plastic wrap comes down in between the bricks, so the water actually, if any condensation or humidity were to build up between the house and the brick, to allow it to breathe, they have the weep holes, and the water would actually come out if there is any condensation buildup, which happens from time to time when you're talking about the temperature differences between a house and the exterior, especially during the summer when you're running your AC. This big piece here is an anchor, which is tied into the concrete and the house itself to anchor it to the concrete for hurricanes and tornadoes, so it's not so easy to rip your house off the foundation. I mean, obviously there's no way to stop it if it's 400-mile-an-hour winds, but obviously you still want your house anchored regardless. Okay. On your windows, we do multiple different levels of protection. We do 4 different levels of protection. We're the only builder I know that does this. We use your plastic wrap you see on the whole exterior of the house. We'll also use the black wrap, which is a little hard to see in this lighting. It's going to be a little easier inside. Same black wrap that we use at the base of the window, or the base of the house by the brick. And then we put in the window, and we cover the trims of the window, which you'll see in the next couple of videos, with a foil tape. That's almost got like a tar base on the backside of it to seal it, and then we also caulk the windows at the base as well around the bricks. So it's a 4-time seal versus most builders will just wrap the plastic in and leave it there at that. We'll walk around the exterior of the house. In this particular home, guys, you're going to put your AC, which we already talked about. They're going to put your AC in the back corner because there's not enough room on the side. Here you can see the black piece a lot better. This is your black piece here that goes on the inside. And the plastic wrap will go over that, and I'll put the window in with the foil wrap that goes around it. I'm going to talk a little bit about your foundation. On your foundation, or the foundations that we pour with our homes, we use what's called a monolithic foundation, which is a one-time pour. It's the same kind of foundation they use in commercial buildings. It's a commercial grade foundation. It differs than a lot of other builders because a lot of builders will use what's called a stem wall foundation, which uses cinder blocks on the edges and uses a couple different pours. The downside to the stem wall foundation is that the stem wall foundation has a potential to create air pockets or cracks in the foundation because it's multiple different pours and it has more areas of weakness versus a monolithic. One-time pour with rebar running through it is a lot more stable, which is why we use that one. Mr. Henry actually brought it into the industry when he started doing it, when he started in the industry about almost 30 years ago. He's in there spraying right now for your borate treatment, which is the termite treatment we use on our homes. Most builders use it. It was created by a gentleman named Brian Killingsworth, who invented it. He's based out of Pensacola. It's a oil-based treatment that soaks into the wood. Previously, they used to use a treatment that they sprayed on the ground, but the problem is with the heat and all, it would evaporate a lot of the time before the foundation was finished drying. It's a wood-based material that will kill the termites when they come in and bite the wood because it's soaked into the wood. I'm going to work my way around to get inside the house and walk around and show you some different stuff in there. The wood that you see that we use on the exterior of the home, I'm seeing if I can find a couple pieces somewhere to show you. There, you can see it in the garage. It's called oriented strand board. Oriented strand board is not a pressed wood, it's a engineered wood that we use. Mr. Henry, once again, was one of the first ones to use it. The advantage that this has over plywood is plywood is several thin veneers of pieces of wood that are glued together. And the glue they use on that gives way over time, and they start actually peeling off your veneers. This is an engineered piece of wood where they use a glue, but they also use a machine to actually press it all together. So it's very similar in that regard to pressed wood, except most plywood, if you leave it submerged in water, will start separating in a few hours. This can be submerged for an entire week without even starting to separate at all, which is the reason Mr. Henry actually decided to use this versus plywood, which is what the conventional was at the time. Now everybody uses the ordnance strain board. So that's what we use and why we use it. When it comes to your trusses, we use engineered trusses versus stick-built. Stick-builts mean that they're literally out here building them as they go. The engineered are pressed together by a machine, so they're more precise cuts, and they're exactly what they need to be as far as the dimensions and the strength of the wood. We use southern yellow pines in our trusses, which is the top piece that you see up there. Number 1 or better, which means it has very few knots and different things along those lines as far as the strength of the wood. In the walls on the studs, we don't use southern yellow pine. Southern yellow pine can twist, which is not a big deal for your trusses. It can warp or twist, which is, like I said, not a big deal. But in your walls, it is a big deal because it'll cause your drywall to bow out and show where your boards are warping. In your studs, we use what's called a spruce pine. The spruce pine doesn't warp or doesn't bend. It's not quite as strong as southern yellow pine, but it's still a very strong wood, and it's perfect for studs in a wall. As you can see with the drywall in the house, you can see where all your anchors are, and this is your ground for the house here, which you'll have a plate covering up when we get done with the drywall on. You'll be able to see that when we do our walkthroughs in the home and different stuff like that. Here's the washers that we put on the home to anchor the home to the concrete itself, which they're put in when the foundation's poured. Sorry, I'm losing my voice here. We're going to walk our way into the house. This is the garage, and we're entering into the laundry room. Here's your water lines for your washer hookup. And this is your kitchen here. Got your 3 windows on the front of the home. And this is the conduit where the electricity runs through for your island in the kitchen. That's where your sink will be located. Plant ledge, which didn't have to be adjusted. Your archway from the kitchen into the hallway. Another one leading into the formal dining room there. As you can see, he hasn't done the borat treatment here yet. I'll go back and show you exactly what it looks like, the borat treatment. It's a green spray. Goes about, I think, 36 inches up off the ground. You can see it here now. And this is the borat treatment. And he's back there spraying for it right now. This is your pantry here. I'm gonna go over this way and work this side of the house till he gets done. This is your entry into the master suite, which, as you can see, is arched. Got your 2 windows back here. I'm going to show you here. This is what I was referring to when I talk about the 4-way seal on your windows. You'll have the black piece of plastic wrap here at the base. You'll have your white wrap that goes over there. Then they'll put the window in and do the 2 exterior seals as far as the foil tape and your caulk sealant. Where your double vanities will be in the bathroom and your shower. Here's where they blocked up for your cable and power connection there. That's where your tub will be located at. Started to put some insulation locations already. We fully insulate the bathroom so that they can help keep the noise inside the bathroom versus the rest of the home. There's also a few other big features that I'll show you in the bathrooms as the construction goes along. One of them is the green board we use around the showers and the tubs, which is a mold-resistant drywall board, so that you don't have to worry about condensation buildup or humidity or anything like that when you take a shower, or even splashing of water when your kids are in the bathtub. Sorry guys, I'm losing my voice here. The back here, you can see we have the same seal that we use on the windows for the doors on the sliding glass doors in the back. Here's your front bedroom. Have your 2 additional bedrooms here where your closets are going to be located at. We've got your TV locations marked in this room as well. This is where your air conditioning unit will be in your vent. Excuse me. Your back bedroom here, once again with your seals on the window. And you can see they marked the AC unit's going to go on the outside of the house here. And we've got your TV connections marked here. This is your second bathroom with your toilet connection here. This is where your sink will be located at in your shower. Like I said, they do insulate the bathrooms to keep the noise inside the house. And your bathroom window over there. They don't have any more wiring in, but the next time I come through, guys, they should have your wiring and your installation in, or at least your wiring, so I can show you where all your connections will be, all your electrical outlets and all that fun stuff. If you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to shoot me an email. Talk to you later. Bye.